Okay, so what I just did was offset path. Therefore, it makes the path perfectly just offset by 10 points. So that's what that was. And I think I want it more. I want it about, wait a second, I might be doing something a little bit inefficiently. I am. I'm gonna stop that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, actually I did it right. Control, Shift. Okay, I'm gonna offset path. And I'm gonna do this blur stuff. So object, path, offset path, and maybe make it 12. Oops, 1, 2. I don't know how many points, honestly, I don't know what points mean. And I'm gonna turn it into a gradient. So I'm gonna go into this default. I don't want it to be on the path. I don't want the path to have a gradient. I want this to have a gradient. So now I'm gonna default black and white, and I'm gonna turn it so the black is underneath. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it 90 degrees. This is just for the gradient. Oh, let me flip it. There. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take away this, the white is way too obnoxious. So I'm gonna select here, get rid of that white obnoxiousness. And now I'm going to do that blur thing. So effect, blur, Gaussian blur. I want it way bigger because I really want a nice smooth transition. Or not that smooth, but about there-ish. Okay, so I've got the base. Now notice how in this thing, I have a little recess. So I think I'm gonna do that same recess here. I think it'll look good. So I'm taking my smiley face. I'm gonna offset path by whatever that is. I don't even know, but I'll just eyeball it. Object, path, offset path. Since I'm going inside, I want it negative. So right now it's going outside, but negative, let's say 3. Let's just see, tab. I think we can go 4 or 5. Let's just say 5 to keep it nice and round, tab. Okay, I'm fine with that. So I'm okay. So there's this. Now this one, this is the one inside, and I'm just going to change the color of it just so we can see how things are working. Okay, I'm going to deal with this later, but for now, this, I want it to have this gradient. So I'm just going to simply select the eyedropper, select that, and instead of left to right, I'm going to go 90 degrees. So right here, 90 degrees there, and flip it. And the way to flip it is this. This is the way to flip it. You can also go 180 degrees or whatever, but oh, actually, no, I want it the other way around. So my bad. I do want it like that. And I want the transition to be way nicer. Okay. And I'm going to blur that. I'm going to blur it just like I blurred this. So reflect, Gaussian blur, blur, Gaussian blur, way smaller than that. So something a little bit like that. Okay. All right, now it's starting to come together. I'm starting to get, this looks rubbery to me. And that's, I think it's a nice look. Now I'm going to stick a wait, if I'm smart, I might be able to reuse something. I might be able to reuse this. So let me copy. All I want is that thing. All I want is that thing. So why is it so big? But anyway, I'm gonna drag it off. I'm pressing Alt, which is automatically, you can see I've got 2 arrows on there, a white arrow and a black arrow. And when you're doing that, you press Alt. When you do that, when you press that, it automatically copies it. So, but what I'm thinking is, I'm going to get rid of all of this. And I think I'm going to make this just a simple little knob, kind of a nipple type thing, or it's just a, don't know exactly yet. I don't know how it's going to work. Come on, guys. I really hammered Illustrator with those wheels, and it's not liking me anymore. All right, for now it'll do, and I'll get rid of this. Now let's just see. That's too nipply for me, but we'll fix it. So let's get in there. Just make sure it fits nicely because I want it to fit in there. Okay, so it's underneath. I'm going to go X, and then I'm going to click on this and paste above. So Control below and above. Got it. Control F for front. All right, so here's gonna be my, I don't know if it's gonna physically move. Now this is an important decision. Is it gonna physically move, or is it gonna be like a fake touch screen thing? If it physically moves, there needs to be some things thought about. Okay, let's try it. Let's see, Control Y. I want to see if I have any paths. I don't have. I should have kept a path in there. Hold on. Let me just analyze this thing. God, it looks like a freaking Cookie Monster. What if we did this? Okay, it doesn't do it. I think I've got two of those layered on top of each other. Okay, what if I did this? That just makes it look stupid. All right. That slider is just ridiculously stupid. I kind of like it, but I don't like it. It's just weird. But anyway, it's not all lost. This could be in the second option. So, you know, this could be a second option. Maybe I'd do another one of these. The thing about this is, and just like I did the wheels, I can duplicate this whole thing and give options out the butt. I mean, I can say, okay, there's a smiley one, or there's a rectangular one, you know, and it's infinitely able to change things. So anyway, let's stick with, I thought that would be a smart idea, but it just doesn't look good. Oh my God, I have a way good idea. Right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep the whole look. I'm around the center thing, there. Okay, copy, and I'm just gonna turn black and white just to see what I'm doing. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna make it not so obviously smiley, but I'm gonna make just this area here the transition, so it radiates around my volume knob. So let's jack up this line weight so it's nice, big enough for my thumb. We're at 100%, by the way. This drawing is at 100%, so that's real cell phone size. So I can test it with my thumb, and yes, it works. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna outline this whole stroke right now. So it's a real object instead of just a path with a fat outline. So object, path, outline stroke. So now it's no longer a path, it's a real, but you know what? You gotta think ahead a little bit. Save, okay, no, not save. Before I do that, I'm gonna copy it and paste it behind because I'm gonna need that path down the road. So I've got two, one on top of the other, but this top one, I'm gonna outline this stroke, but I still got the path underneath because I'm gonna need it for things. Object, path, outline stroke. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna cut this out. I want this thing, all I want is this section in here. That's all I want. In fact, I'm gonna line it up. And this is something I love about Illustrator. Another thing, apart from everything I like, this is how you do sweet design, where you line stuff up. You're quite anal about this stuff, and things need to match up. It's an optical thing. So here's where my circle ends, you know, my silver thing. But here, I'm gonna chop this out right in this, within here, so at least it matches. So I'm gonna choose a shape. I'm gonna choose a rectangle, and I'm just gonna kind of line it up here and just here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take these two shapes, this shape and this shape, and I'm gonna cut it out. Oh, I'm gonna make sure it's all lined up. There, it's all lined up. And now I'm gonna cut it out. And there's a thing called Pathfinder, which we all use tons. And I'm sorry if I'm overloading you, but at least I'm giving you an overview of what this sucker can do. So I think it's fine to be fast for now. Nope, not that one. That one. That's what I want. And this one here, this is the path that I didn't outline it, but I'm going to get rid of everything so I can't see it anymore. But it's still there, but it has no stroke, nor does it have a color. But here, let's get rid of these guidelines. So now I've got the shape for my slider, and at least it works. I don't know, it's still not brilliant, but at least it works with harmony of the shape of my volume knob. Okay, so but it's very aggressive, and I'm going to mellow it out. And I'm going to mellow it out. Damn it, you know what? I'm going to keep this asset because check this out. And it's funny how you are working on, you can keep going back to stuff. So I just figured out a better way to do this. So each time I'm doing it, I'm figuring out better ways. So here's that thing. Now, this time, if I give it a really fat line, I'm going to copy, paste it behind. So now I've got 2 copies of that. Let's grab that. Now, one more attempt. I'm going to make this thing, I'll make this a big fat thing. Make sure it fits my thumb. It doesn't actually really have to be too big. This time I'm going to cut it and I'm going to have round corners. So I'm going to, there's a scissor tool here, and I apologize. I'm just pulling out all the tools, but I'm just kind of showing off on Illustrator's behalf. Okay, cut that away. So now this, now, if it works, I'm going to put round ends on here. Okay, oh wow. So now it's starting to come together. It took 3 attempts, but still. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Oops, let's just see if I have this backup just in case, because I'm going to need this down the road. So I'm going to keep it there, but this one's here. Outline the path, object, path, outline stroke. All right, now we can start building. I'm thinking of, we'll have enough space. All right, I'm gonna offset this path. Object, path, offset path by a little bit, because I'm trying to recreate this thing. So let's say, what did I say? Let's say 7? No, let's say 10. Say 10. I like to keep things in sets of 5 because it's easier. So let's say 15 now. All right, I'm basically cool with that. Okay, there. Put on my gradient. Oops, not the stroke. Get rid of that stupid thing. And put that gradient in here. And now press that gradient. All right, and now I want it turned 90 degrees. So I go over to my gradient tool, 90 degrees, flip it because I want it to be like that. Obnoxious white, take that away. There we go. And now I'm going to do the Gaussian blur. Effect, blur, Gaussian blur, and preview. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, there we go. So it's kind of in keeping. Hey, Advaith, I'm going to save. By the way, don't forget to save. Illustrator is very reliable, but still, I'm still going to save this, and I'm going to put this in CCS. Yes?
Hi.
Hey, I saw you. I have to go back. I have to go back into Blackboard and put you in now.
Oh, no, that's okay.
No, it's not, because otherwise you're absent. But hold on. Let me just figure, what was I doing? Oh, I'm saving this. I'm saving this as CCS Viscom class. Oh no, God. So honestly, I have to have a little break. Sometimes I get like, I need a break, but CCS Fall 20, product design, PD sketches. And this is called the Boom Shack attack. Boom Shack. Shack with a Q. Attack. Boom Shakalaka. No, it's Boom Shack attack. All right. All right, let's come back to this. But I just need a little break. But in the meantime, I will get Advaith in and whoever else came in. 10, 11:05. And who else is in here? I bet faculty attendance roster. What are we? Visual communication 2, 11:05. Advaith. There we are. Present. And Advaith, Darius, Eli, Khan. Khan, you have been here all the time, haven't you? Khan, Lucas, Max, Shanta.
Yeah, I've been here.
Okay, so everyone's Stephanie's not here, and Tomoya. I thought I saw Tomoya. Did you guys see Tomoya come in or no?
No.
All
No,
right.
he hasn't come in.
Okay, then. Anyway, submit. All right. 2:27. We still have, this class finishes at what, 3:30?
Yep.
Great, we have an hour left. Awesome. Hey, but isn't this kind of exciting? See what this Illustrator can do in such quick time? Isn't that?
Yeah, I had like no clue like it could do half of the things that you're doing now. Like
Oh,
even in like DigiFunds and like, learning all about Illustrator, like we haven't learned like any of this stuff.
right. So a blend of the stuff you're learning in the digital stuff, whatever the class you're talking about mixed with me, you'll definitely turn out to be a complete wizard at this. But this is what I'm telling you. It's so good for orthographics. Just these flat views. You just arrange everything and just, oh, it's so fun. All right, 5 minutes. All right, guys. I just need to clear my head just a little bit. Otherwise, I'll make a lot of mistakes. I love teaching Illustrator. It's so fun. It's like a video game. back. So this thing looks kind of goofy, but hey, whatever. It's fine for now. Do you know what would be cool? So this is, so I'm going to copy this so I don't screw it up, but I'm going to Control, Command, Option, Shift down here because I can use this stuff later. But what this does not match this. This gradient does not match that gradient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to use the eyedropper and select this down here. So now it should match. Let's just make sure this gradient is equal. And I'm going to reverse the gradient by flipping it. There we go. And I want to copy this gradient. So what is this gradient here? I mean, what literal pixels is this thing? And I can find that out if I go to Window. And this is a little bit advanced, but it's just something I have to do because this is where you get to be a real stickler about stuff. So this thing, path, Gaussian blur. What Gaussian blur is that? 2.9. So let's make this the same Gaussian blur. So this 30. It's close enough. So I guess it is the same. Okay. Now let's give this a nice little lip inside. You know, I think I did have one out here. So I'm gonna copy. I must have messed up. Copy, paste in front, and this, because I did have a lip inside and I think it looked nice and smart. So I'm gonna do it again. This time I'm gonna flip it. So down here, flip. So now I have that same thing, but I want the gradient to be way different. I want it to be less harsh. So gradient, I can double click on this gradient blur. So it's got a history, kind of tells you the history of what you've done and how you can kind of just and let's preview. Press tab to check out the preview. And let's turn this. There seems to be two Gaussian blurs on this, so I'm going to just take this and throw it away. Turn it off. So there we go. And a little bit more gradient. A little bit more gradient. So I'm going to double click on that. Where's the gradient tool? Come on, double click. Gradient, and a little bit more than maybe like 2 or 3 pixels more. So now the reason why I'm doing that is because I went to offset this object, and then I go path, offset path, negative, say 10, negative, let's say 5 for now, tab. That looks about right. So I'm cool with that. Hit enter. And this one, I'm gonna have to copy this because I want them all to be the same because you want it to be consistent. So I'm gonna drag this down here, copy and pasting. So there it is. Let's get this out of the way. Move that. Okay. So this is the smaller one. So this is, what's the Gaussian blur on this one? This is 6.3. So this one in here, firstly, I'm going to eyedropper the gradient. So it's all the same. And eyedropper the gradient, and this time turn it 90 degrees and flip it. So I'm gonna flip it. So there we, it's got some weird stuff going on, but hey, let's just do this. Okay, and now I'm gonna put that Gaussian blur of, what was it again? This one is, what was it? 6.3, 6.4. Okay, so let's give that Gaussian blur 6.4, effect, blur, Gaussian blur, 6 point, that's exactly the same. So should be, okay, now we're consistent with the big knob and here. And now let's put a little slider in there. So let's copy this. Let's go this, hold on, this, and this. Copy and paste. So there it is back there. at least we're being consistent with the design language. And make it a little bit smaller. So now it'll just slide in there one way or another. I don't know yet exactly how, but I will think about it. Just make sure I get it. So it does fit in there and it fits in there adequately. So it's got to be smaller. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to get rid of this thing. I don't need that. I'll deal with that. I don't know. Okay, let's leave it for now. Okay, so now this is a mechanical slider, right? So I think it's going to be a mechanical slider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that old path. I hope it's still here. This old path right here. I'm going to need that. So I'm going to copy it. Control copy, control paste in front, because I will have to repeat and use this several times. Now this time, before I do that, let's make this gray. Let's make this the same color gray as the case. So right there. Does this really have a gradient in it? Okay, there we go. So this is the same color as my case. Now let me go back to this, because I'm going to have to stroke this a little bit. I have a copy on top, so I'm good. And I'm just going to cut it out right about here. And I'm going to cut it here. And therefore, I'm going to get rid of that extra one. So Control Y, let's get rid of this one. And Control Y to see, Control Y. And get rid of that, because I have another one in there anyway. Yes. So now I should have a little thing in there. Let's just go Y. Come on. Select for me, please. Okay, I'll lock this one. Control 2, and I will get this one then. There we go. Okay. Control Y so I can get the preview. Now let's give it a stroke. I need to bring it, it's below everything, so I need to bring it up. So I'm going to exit out, Control X, and I'm going to paste it in front of this. Control F. All right, get rid of the white. And make this line a little bit bigger, a little bit fatter, because it's going to be like the rail from which this thing slides on. So stroke, where's that stroke stuff? Somewhere hidden underneath one of these things. Strokey, strokey, strokey. Swatches, appearance, color, pathfinder. It's probably under here. Okay, no stroke. So I'll have to find it up here. Stroke. Stroke. It went off. There we go. Stroke. Now let's give it a nice, pretty big thing, because this is that rail thing. Stroking round off the corners. All right. That would be cool if it was lit. I don't know. Okay. So we've got a slider in there. Let's outline that stroke. Object, path, outline stroke. I might need that again. I'm going to copy it. I might need that. Copy and paste in front. But right now, I'm going to stroke it. I'm going to outline the path, outline stroke. Okay, so now it's a legit thing. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to offset it by like a millimeter. Object, path, offset path by, I don't know, 2. Let's just see what happens when you do 2. Okay, I'm good with that. There, and now I'm going to give it this gradient, which is this, and let's just, what gradient? I guess there. And so instead of from left to right, I'm going to go up to down, which is the gradient thing. Double click on that, and 90 degrees, and then flip it. And then I don't know why it keeps doing that, but it is. So now we've got some sort of 3-dimensionality to this sliding device. And this guy, I was not happy with it, but so, oh God. Okay, check this out. So that path that I was smart enough to save. Now, hold on. Firstly, let's just fine tune this. There needs to be a there. Let's just get this black going down a little bit more. Let's just make it not so obnoxious. Sorry, this is some fine tuning stuff, but it's just because I want that whole thing to be covered in black, that whole top part. Okay, there. Let's see what I'm doing. Just a sec, because it's hard to see behind the blue path. All right, well, basically, I'm good with that. Now, here, I'm gonna lock this down. You have to lock things because sometimes you need to get underneath, or you can simply click on this, but I like to lock stuff because you can easily unlock it. So Control 2 is locked, so that's locked. Control 2, that's locked now. So now there's my path. Now, check this out. I think this is gonna be freaking amazing. I'm gonna copy and paste it behind. You have to prepare for the future. So I will use that path again, but I've got two paths there. Now, if I go to dash line, check this out. Okay, go to dash line, and let's make it white, a white line. So let's find a white somewhere. So white there. Can't see what's going on, but look what happens when I increase it really big. Okay, so I'm gonna increase it. Right now, currently, it's on a dashed thing, and it's rounded tips. That's what I had around the volume knobs and stuff before, but now I don't want it to be round, I want it to be square. Or maybe this way. Okay, because now you can start to see I'm getting some graphics in there. So let's try, let's zoom in and see if it's correct. Okay, I want the dash to be, let's say 1. Let's just see what happens if I go 1. There we go. I'm cool with that. I don't know why these end ones are smaller. There's little bugs around, but let's not make it so obnoxiously white. Let's change it to a little bit grayer so it's a little subtler. Okay, I'm good with that. So at least I can kind of get some sense of if I'm on left or right. Now let's take some of this font. Okay, let's start putting in these graphics and start seeing what this thing looks like. This is too bright. Let's turn this down. There we go. I've got silver pieces around all of this. I might as well make this silver inside here too. So, I'm going to copy that. No, I'm not going to copy it. I'm going to offset path, and I want to offset it about the same distance as this. So, object, path, offset path, path, offset path. I want it negative, and that looks like, based on those two knobs up there, it looks like it's going to be double that. So it's 4, let's say 5, and negative 5. Okay, I'm cool with that. And in here, I'm going to give it the same color. I'm just going to eyedropper this. So now I've got that, but instead of going from left to right, I want it to go up and down. So I'm going to flip it 90 degrees. Oh, be sure to have this thing on top. And flip it 90 degrees. And it's basically okay. It's very linear, but it'll do for now. And I think I'm going to flip it upside down as well. That looks a little bit better. Okay. So that, and this needs a black outline because it's a material transition. So I'm going to transition it. I'm going to make it black outline. So click on that, get that on top. And then over here, there's like plenty of blacks to choose from. And that's just the default. Okay. And it's still not super finished. So let's cut this in one more time. And it's going to be object, just object path, offset path by -2. -2. Let's test it. That's fine by me. Okay. So let's click inside here. This one's not going to have any outlines, but this guy right here, this is going to be the same as, it's going to be same as this. So let's just eyedropper it. Okay, and we're going to reverse it. No, it's going from left to right right now. So let's go the other way around. So gradient. Oh, be sure to have this on top. So the gradient is going to be 90 degrees, and I'll have to flip it and flip. And just make this a little bit, there we go. Oh, actually needs to flip the other way around. Okay, there we go. So now we've got a little bit of an indent in there. And so now I'm gonna have to take this nipple. This thing's super ugly right now, but let's make it smaller so it will fit inside this thing, this metal thing. Okay, there we go. Now let's see. Okay. Oh, and I forgot the this little, oh man, I lost my smart little thing that I had. Control Y. Well, damn it, that sucks. All right, well, anyway, I'm gonna just wing it. I'm just gonna put one in because there needs to be some sort of, okay, what if I do this? Instead of faking a line in there, what if I take this and offset path, object path, offset it way down, offset path. So I get that groove slider thing so it can really, let's say 20. See what happens. No, minus 20, all right, that's too much. Let's say minus 10. Okay, that works. So I'm gonna use that there. I'm gonna make it black because it's just gonna be a black hole. There we go. So that's my slider. And I'm gonna outline the stroke because I need to put a highlight on there. You know, I'm always about highlighting everything. So, okay, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna grab all these points. So I'm on the white arrow, I'm picking exact things right now. Like I'm gonna click that one, click that one, and I'm gonna click this one. Copy, paste in front. Okay, I don't want it full of black. I'm gonna take that black away. And instead I'm gonna put the white outline. I'm gonna put the outline on the top and then make it white. And then I'm just gonna simply do that on the stroke thing. I'm gonna make it one of those pinchers like that. Turn down the opacity. Opacity, turn that down. There we go. Okay, so it's got some sort of little thing. All right. So what time is it? It's 2:53. We've got another 30 minutes. It's so cheesy and smiley. I don't want it to look like Cookie Monster, but I'll tell you what, it's an idea. So who knows? Maybe my boss likes it. It looks like I put hours and hours into this. If I do this and duplicate, there we go. And this time, let's get rid of all of this junk. Let's try a different option. Let's try, and I'm pretty sure this is the best way, but what if I turned it? God, it looks like a stupid smiley face. Well, the idea was there. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna take this and move it over. Oh, that's my wrong. Oh God, no wonder. Because I was on the wrong damn phone. Let's do this again. There. Offset path. Object path. Offset path -2. I think it was -2 or something. -2. Maybe 3. -3. Let's try that. -4. Let's just go -5 completely. All right, there we go. Okay. And this one in here is going to be that metal stuff. So I'm just going to eyedropper that metal right there. And I want to flip 90 degrees. Oops. Make sure that I have this on top. Flip 90 degrees. And maybe flip it this way. Okay, so now we've got that metal stuff. And since it's a material transition, I want this to have a black outline also. So I'm going to make this a black outline. And another beautiful thing about, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something so cool. Let me put a black outline in this. And after all this work, you get so much bang for your buck for doing this work. I swear to God, I'll show you. So let's just make those, this one here. Not that one, unlock it. There, these little things are going too far. So let's make the weight of this thing a little bit smaller. So it's not so much. Okay, there we go. Oh, and this. All right, I've locked down a lot of stuff. If I want to unlock everything, I can go to Object, Unlock All, and everything will show back up. So, but anyway, now let's just show you some. I can start putting graphics, easy peasy, but check this out. So I asked for homework and I say, give me some orthographics, just line drawing for production. You can give this, and I would be happy, it's Larry, if you did this, but then on the other hand, maybe if you did something like this. So take all of this. Minus, there's a couple of things I don't want to use. So let me just lock some things down. This guy. No, not that. All right, let's just do this. Now, let's just turn the whole damn thing black and white. So I'm grabbing the whole thing, minus those. Okay, black and white. I go over here, select the default. Black and white, it's this little thing right here. Boom. Now it's just black and white. Now we've got a perfect, we've got pretty much a perfect orthographic drawing to scale and everything. Just get rid of those extra little highlights that I put in. And now getting into line weight. This is where it gets very awesome. So I'm gonna, this is just line it up a little bit. Exterior line is always the heaviest. So currently we're at 1. So let's jack this thing to 4. And you can, so if we zoom in, you can see this line. Currently the black stuff is right in the middle. If I select this, the whole, it's just now on the outside. No, that's the outside. Yes, that's the inside, that's the outside. So that's my exterior lineage, right? These lines, as far as I can tell, I'm looking at this. This is a very soft line. You can see this is the soft line here. This is a very soft line. This is a soft line, and this is a soft line. And I want these lines to be super low power. So I'm gonna turn. I'll go to 0.5. Down here, you can select 0.5. So we're starting to get some line weights. This metal. This is a hard line. So this is a soft line too, because this line right here is this. It's just it's this little bevel. So that's also 0.5 because it's not a material change. But these two guys right here, these are definitely material changes. So instead of 1, let's go up to 2. And I got to do the same here. So what's going on here? These two are material changes. These two are material changes. And so I'm going to make these 2 as well. Okay, but this is not a material change, and nor is this. This is just a contour change. So those, same with this little finger indentation. Same with these. I haven't decided what I'm going to do here, but this is all material. This is all contour change. So I'm going to make this 0.5. So now we're getting some nice line weights. Get rid of some of this stuff. I got double up on that because you don't want those reflection stuff on there. There. Okay. This is a material change. This one right in here is a material change. So this one is going to be, and this one is going to be 2. So I go up here 2. Okay. This is a material change on the inside. So that's going to be a 2 as well. But the one on the outside is going to be a 0.5 because it's just a transition. There we go. 5. All right. So same here. My border, this is a very soft one too. So this is just a transition. It's not a material change. So this goes to 5 as well. Now this is a correct Illustrator drawing of, I'm not Illustrator, technical drawing, orthographic drawing because it's showing line weight. And then what we can do in here, and then we just, so this is the technical orthographic. This is the rendering orthographic. So I've already got 2 drawings from this one thing, and I've got variations just from doing this for 2 or 3 hours. Let's move this out of the way because let's really make this an orthographic. So wherever there are material changes, you have to call that out and you have to give dimensions. So, and in this case, I think I'm going to make these lines gray. I'm gonna go gray because you want to, I could make this 0.5 just like I did with these lines, but it's gonna be confusing to the engineers to be like, hey, he's using 0.5 on that and 0.5 on that. What the hell is he talking about? So I will keep a 0.5, but I'm gonna take it down to gray. So it's not so in your face. So let me point out, oh, and there's a white interior. That's why it has that white stuff. So let's just get rid of that. So it's just pure line work. Let me open up my artboard a little bit more, and so I can see what I'm doing. And I'll this. You're gonna love this. Okay. So there, I'm gonna grab this. Come on, move it down a little bit, and then I'm gonna grab it again. Come on. Okay, so this is the total diameter of that silver stuff. This is the total diameter of the knob itself, one molded knob. Okay, same with this. I'm going to grab this line, do the same stuff. So all the silver is going in here. I just bring this over. And I have to, oop, let's just try this again. Move it over. Just this one side. That's why I'm using this very specific white arrow. Ah, come on. Okay, there we go. So there. If you do orthographic drawings like this is a definite A. And then down here, so that's all the silver. Doesn't have to be exactly lined up. And this is where the knob actually is. So knob starts here. And this knob starts here. I mean, ends there. So, and by the way, there are some bugs on the Illustrator, but hardly any. Let's turn this down because this is nearly black. So let's take this even lighter, like up here. Okay. Next is, let's just say the silver is here. And let's just move this up there, and then let's drag this down. And I'm using Control, Option, Shift, all three of the hotkeys when I'm shifting and duplicating stuff, but I do use it a lot. And let's bring it all the way over to the bottom of where the metal ends. So let's just bring it down. So bring it down there. Okay. But let me look at this. This is, oh, this needs to be also very light as well. So 0.2, 0.5, sorry. There we go. Okay, so that's all my metal, and inside the metal, I'm just gonna leave it because I don't want to get super anal on this. All right, and finally the overall dimensions. Let's grab this one right here. And overall dimensions are something different. So you bring them out like that, line it up, and also, oops, so silly. This thing looks kind of funny. Let's move all of this junk out of the way, and let's just focus our drawing on just this. Because now I'm going to start putting in, I'm going to take these basically what I'm doing is this is going to be the size stuff, measurement stuff. Control copy, Control V, just randomly place it because I need to place it somewhere else. Turn it 90 degrees and put it in here. This is the overall width. Move it here. Okay, this is what you use to take in a CAD. If you want to take this thing into CAD, you take this drawing right here. All right, now let's put in some arrows. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw a simple line from here to here. And what's the length of that? If I go up here and say window info, I think it's info, yeah, info. I haven't done a tech drawing for a while. This guy, how big is this thing? It normally says, oh, here it goes. Width and height. It's not telling me. Normally it just tells you straight up what this is, but let's just move this down. Anyway, all right, we'll deal with that later. Let's just put some arrowheads on here. Arrowheads right here. So this is in the stroke area. And let's get into, I like these type of arrows where they're like nice and long. And this one too, the nice long one. There's lots of arrowheads you can choose from, but I like these ones. There and there. And I guess it's fine. They're little tiny arrowheads, but it's fine for now. And here. Okay. Let's get it in there a little bit. I don't need these inner ones. I don't think I need these inner ones. Well, okay, maybe I do. Let's just, overall width of that silver stuff is a certain amount, but I don't know how much it is yet. But then, so when you're doing these orthographics, you got to have these hierarchies. So this is the metal stuff. The total metal diameter is this amount. But then the knob, you have to tell how big the knob is, the actual knob, and we will find that out later. But let's just mass produce these arrows, and then we can come on. Okay, that's the knob. Same thing's going to happen here. I love doing nice technical drawings where everything matches. So I'm going to bring that in here. Okay, and then I'm going to copy this. Oops, copy this. This is going to be the overall metal. And this one is going to be the knob itself. So I'll get the measurements in a few minutes. Okay, and then that's the overall metal. And the knob, let's say the knob, it's the same as the other ones, but let's just be a little bit, strict. There, just bring it down a wee bit. And then this, that's the knob and that are the same. Okay, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. So the overall metal is from here to here. So this is the overall metal. From here to here. And the knob is, I'm gonna take that same thing. And since I want it all to be lined up nice, I might as well take this one and bring that down. So that's the actual slider knob. Okay. Okay, we're nearly done. Overall length. So normally I can select that and it'll tell me, oh, here we go, height. Wait, width, height. Okay, width doesn't matter. But so let me just point something out. Control R. So Control R is the rulers. You see these rulers flashing on and off. Control R is, you sometimes need the rulers. So let's say you have the rulers right now, but it's all these dimensions are in points, which I don't have a clue what a point is. So I right click on this ruler, and it goes for both of them. They both change. Right click on it, and then I'm gonna go now with millimeters. All right, so now I should be able to click on that. Now how width, height, 167. So now I'm just gonna go grab some text stuff, and you must not click on a compound mass. Shut up. Text type. Okay, here we go. How much did I say? 167 mm. And I don't want that. I want a really simple font. So nothing funky at all. This is a science thing. So I'm going to go to Helvetica. Just erase Noi. Helvetica Light. Helvetica, just standard Helvetica. Okay, so we've got that. So the overall height is that. And oops, let's grab another arrow. Let's put this in here. And hey, are you guys following me?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, good. I don't hear any comments, so I guess that's good. Arrowheads. So let's go for my nice skinny ones right down here. I like this one, and I like the other side as well. You can choose one side only if you want, which is very useful for things too. Okay, there's that. So what's the overall width of this thing? It says here the information width 83. So let's say 83. 83 mm. So those are my overall dimensions. And since I'm going to be copying and pasting these all the time, I might as well get the color right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eyedropper this. I want this gray. But what it does is it copies. It's a line. It's only a line, so it's going to give you the line copy the eyedropper. But I'll just switch it, and now it's same color. So I'm going to be copying this a hell of a bunch right now. So might as well keep it all the same. So the overall height of, and now I can take millimeters off too, because I've already said it's millimeters. You don't change in the middle of the drawing. So my overall dimensions are millimeters, and now I'm more efficient. I can get in with all the nooks and crannies to see how big is this. That is width, one millimeter. Oh, no, sorry. Height, 23 millimeters. 2, 3. And I know my knob down here is the same. So I'm going to, oh, wait a sec, that's metal. That's metal. The knob is, sorry, that is this one here. The knob is 19, just round it. So let's say this is gonna be 19. And I know my knob down at the bottom is the same size. So I'll just put in 19. And how wide is this sucker? This is 19, it's 20. So grab that, move it down here, it's 20. Okay, and now for this overall metal, how big is this? Let's just drag this in so I can easily change it. Overall height, 59. By the way, if you're doing shoes, you don't need to be so specific. If you're doing electronics, you definitely need to be specific. Oh, and how big is this? Height, 48. Okay, so there we have it. We have a technical drawing and a rendering from the same thing, and I did that in what, 2 hours or 3 hours. Let's just clean it all up. I mean, I could easily get into a side view. So 314, let's do it. Let's do it quick. So I'm gonna do a quick side view because you have to do the side view. So, and it tells a hell of a lot as well. So I'm gonna grab it, squeeze it. Corners are gonna get screwed up. I fully admit, corners are gonna get screwed up because, oh, I actually kept it. Huh. All right. So this is my chance to really show what this thing is. So what happens is I have this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up where all of the peaks and troughs are. So let's, hold on, let's go Y. So now this is so efficient, it's unbelievable. And I mean, it's pretty darn efficient. So this is what these are. This is the guides. These are different. So Control Y, what's happening? I can't get out of it. Okay, so these lines that I'm pulling off from the ruler, right? This is your guidelines. This is how you line stuff up. And you can't really mess with them. So basically, this is what I'm doing. I'm lining up. Come on, please move for me. Okay, sometimes you have to unlock all guides. Object, guides. Oh man, where's guides? Guides down here. The guides are not locked. Whatever, I'm not gonna get super stiff about this. So let's just get in there. And so that's a trough, turn off. Okay, so everywhere where there's a, hold on, that's that. Okay, so right here where it transitions. It's the hill. The hill's going up and there it plateaus there. So I want to take this guy. Come on, don't block the guides for me. My mouse is really sensitive. Come on. You little bastard. You little. Making me mad. Come on, come on. All right, screw you. There. Told you what to do right there. So here's my other one. Here's my other little trough. So, and okay, the start of it is right here. That's where it starts. The hill starts to climb there. So I'm gonna line that up. The other hill down the bottom starts to line up there. I'm lining it up with that circle. Okay, so now I have that. So right here, this is the side view of my phone case. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a very gentle transition with this tool. I'm going to put something. It's a little bit roundy like that. Okay, it's like that, and then I go down here. That's where the transition ends. Okay, so now I'm starting to get some. I'll put this behind. Control X and put it behind here. Control B for behind. So that's my rubber raised bit. But now I'm going to take. I'm just going to eyeball this. But my knob is actually also raised. So let's put that in there too. So there's my knob. So I'll put this in the back too. So there's my knob, and let's just make sure it doesn't look quite even to me. Just move it up a little bit. So there we go. I have that drawn. And actually, let's do this. Let's just, because I am a real stickler and it's important to show details like this, but check this out. The knob, the finger hole. So let's put a little dimple in there. So here we have that shape. Here's that line. In fact, I'm going to go to layers and change it from blue because I can't see what the hell's going on. Layers, layers, layers. Where are you? Let's go find it up here. Layers. Okay. If I double click on here, you see this blue thing right here? That's showing you what color your stuff is. So I'm going to double click on that and change it to pink because it's way easier for me to see. So let's go to pink. Okay. Okay, now I can see it way clearer. These lines mark, I'm going to add, this marks where the dimple is, where my finger dimple is. So I'm going to add anchor points in there. Just that pen tool with the anchor. This pen is how you actually make, like, basically you make lines and funky lines and stuff. So there, and let's get rid of, oops. Oh, wait a sec. What am I going to do here? Okay, I know. This gets a little complex because these pen tools, you can draw like curvy lines with this. This is your main pen tool. This is adding anchor points, which I just showed. It's taking anchor points away, but this is a different tool. And this is how you can keep the anchor points situated, but just shift only one section of it. Now that sounds a little confusing, but. So that's my finger hole. Let's keep going. Now, same thing with these things. And this, I will build this. So we're going to do the same thing. In fact, I'm just going to copy this, just bring it up here, line it up, because this is just, we're not sending this to the engineers. That's where the metal starts and that's where the metal ends right here. So let's just do this. You just reuse so many things that I've already built. So let's just squeeze that in. I could simply squeeze it, or I could be a little bit more careful and keep this shape that I have. If I would have squeezed it, it would have shortened these little curves or whatever you call them. So there's that, and then I've got this knob thing. So I would just make a knob in there. by a simple, this is how I'm using the path tool. I haven't shown you this yet, but this is this pin tool. So I'm gonna say, just click inside here. This is about halfway in there. And I'm just gonna simply move that to the very back. Control X, move it to the back, Control B for back. So there's my knob, and then it's gonna do something like this. I don't know, something like, I'm not measuring it, but that's what I want my knob to look like. And I want it to have a little dome on the top, little crown. When you do a very subtle curve, it's called a crown, something like that. And don't want it to be sharp. I want it to be curvy. Okay, so there's my knob. Move it to the back, Control Shift back. It's a little too high because that's going to be super annoying in my pocket. So let's just reduce it. So this is another thing. Let's go 100%. And let's see how tall this knob is. 100%. And is this going to be really awkward? Yes, it will be, but not so bad. That's not so bad. I can live with that. So I've got that knob, and I think I'm going to just copy this whole sucker because I've already built it. Might as well take it down here because I've got the same thing, just a little bit wider down here. So, but hey, let's just leave it as it is. So now I've got the side view rendering of this. And I don't know what goes in here, like, I don't know, power buttons and whatever else. No power buttons. I honestly don't know. Let's just go black and white. Let's take off that white. So, you can easily add all that stuff. The phone cases can be way thicker because I've got a phone in there. So there's, I don't know, power button, whatever, maybe volume, I don't know. So there we go. And now I could just do that same stuff that I did with this. I can do it with this as well. And so then I'll really have an orthographic. Let's get in there and do a few little extras. Let's just reuse. The beautiful thing is you can just reuse stuff like crazy. So here, I've got this base, and I'm gonna copy, paste in front, and let's bring it down to level with this one up here, bring it level with this. So, and then let's just cut it in a little bit, and a little bit here. So now with this exterior, it's already a gradient, but what I can do is like jack up the contrast because it's more extreme. The reflections are more extreme. So there, turn up the white, the top, there we go. And the bottom is going to be this one. I'm going to transition this one instead. This one's going to have not black, but it's going to have a dark gray bottom. So there. So you can't even see that. But let's make it a little bit lighter. Okay. There, so there's a little bit of my side of my phone case. And what we can do, since this button is part of the design, because it's not actually part of the phone, this is a case that goes over. So I'm just gonna go object, path, offset path. Let's say 2 for now. Let's just see what happens. Oh, and this is millimeters. Now I've switched it all so I can really tell how big stuff is, because 2 millimeters is long, is a big way. So, but I'm just going to take this thing and go from up to down. So I'm going to go with gradient and go, I can go 90 degrees here. And then swap it. So it's like there. So now I get, and then, so I get a little gradient in there. This guy, I'm gonna just go full, I don't know, full black. Okay, so there's a button. But in this case, it doesn't have a line going around it because it's not a material change. So I'll take away the line. Okay, but let's add a little reflection in there, and it's just so easy, I might as well. So right here, just gonna grab just this one, Control copy, control paste in front, and take away the color. Oh, let's just swap it and make that white. And now I can, where's that stroke stuff? I can stroke, here it is, do this. This time I'll use this one and flip it. All right, so now I have a little reflection on that, but it's just a little too loud. So let's just turn it down. Opacity, where's opacity? Where are you? Transparency, transparency, not opacity. It's funny, they need to get their jargon straight because in Photoshop it's opacity and here it's transparency. Okay, so there's that. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna copy this little piece, just this one, because that's all I need. Copy, paste in front, and I will change it to, I will swap this out, change this to white. There's a little faster way to do this, but white, and then this little guy here, flip it. So I want the bulk of it down here and turn it down a little bit. Opacity, transparency, there we go. Okay, so there we go. I mean, and you know what, there's gonna be, you know how phone cases are in two parts. So check this out. Let's put just one solid black line goes through the whole darn thing because, you know, normally they're two parts. So I'm gonna grab this. Okay, Control X, because I want it to go behind this. Control B for behind. So that's a white part. And I'm just gonna copy this. Copy, paste in front, turn it black, and just shift it just a wee bit, just a couple of nudges on the thing. So now I've got that where it transition, where the two pieces come together. So class is nearly over. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Very, very fun. Very
super informative, especially because Con Advice and I have to design an earbud for our business class.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have to do stuff like this, or we'd have to put like measurements in and do material breaks and all of that sort of stuff.
So I'll post this up onto the onto the Blackboard, and I'm so pissed off with myself I didn't record early enough. But okay, but the main purpose of this was not to be literally telling you how to do all the stuff, but more to show you the power of Illustrator and why I love it so much. And it just takes practice. Let me just tell you the story. I told you, I told you the story about me learning Illustrator on an all-nighter once, didn't I? Okay,
yeah.
That's what I did, and it's so fun. And I'm going to do the same thing on Fusion 360. I just downloaded 360 for Educator. I'm going to get back into CAD, and I'm going to do an all-nighter and learn that stuff, you know, when I have time. So just get into it, have fun, guys, and have a great weekend.
I have a question.
Yeah, Advi.
Like we can do some Illustrator work for our homework, right, for next week?
Yeah, sure. It's FISCOM.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, have a great one, and I will see you all very soon.
Have a good one too.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, good luck to us all for this crazy time. You know, hopefully it goes the way we want it to.
That's
I know.
Yeah. We'll see
Okay.
you on Friday.
See ya. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay, bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Brooke,
Yes?
can I talk to you in private for a second?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, we'll see you all.
I just wanted to talk to you because I was absent a couple classes, and I just wanted to let you know that I don't want you to like think that I don't care about this class or anything. And I've just been going through a lot, and I ended up going home last weekend because I really was just struggling and had to kind of remove myself from that environment. And I ended up talking to counselors and then the academic advisors. So I ended up dropping 2 of my classes just to kind of alleviate some of the stress.
Fair
But
enough.
I just wanted to let you know that, and I'm gonna be trying to catch up on last week's work that I like. I really, I've been going through a lot, so I'm just gonna try and do that this weekend, and then do
Lucas,
this week's work too.
you're all good, man. You're all good. I know you were going through some crazy stuff, and I know that, and I'm very cool with it. And you know, there's a couple other in our class that don't show up much because of, you know, things like that. And you know, we've got circular emails going around from Pat Schiavone and the president. I forgot his name, but anyway, he says, look, some students are out there. This is an unusual time. There's some students out there that are having some unusual stresses with all that's concerned. And they're saying, look, be chill with the students. Don't break their balls too much, and it's all cool. And I'm also like, I understand where everyone's coming from. So no ball breakings. So you're all good, Lucas. And you know, if you need some extra time on your homework, it's all cool. You know, but I just do need to tell you, I do need to put in grades. When is the semester over? December. You still got a few. I do just need some work before the semester ends. But you know, since you're having extenuating circumstances, I'm going to be leaning into stuff. But I still want you to bust out some nice stuff, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to get to it. I just, you know, I'm just trying to figure stuff out right now. But thank you for understanding.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. Absolutely, no problem at all. I fully understand, and you don't need to. Don't let my class stress you, please,
Okay.
because I'm not going to stress you.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Lucas. Cool. You take care. Have a great weekend, and I will hopefully see you soon.
Yep.
All right.
Have a great weekend. Thank
You
you.
too, man. You too. Thank you.